whatever, and I was like, damn.
Damn. I saw my first like lightning bolt, like my first like full light bolt,
Like,
like the whole
yeah.
thing. I was like, that shit was wild. It
No,
was,
really shocking because that's like a summer storm, on the East Coast like that. Like it happens really quickly and it's like kind of passes by. I feel like
yeah.
when I lived here, that never happened.
I don't remember that ever happening before
Yeah,
here.
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
What a time. Anyways, I have just about 45 minutes to get this done.
Hmm.
And then I gotta go. So let us do this. But I do want to hear how your time has been real quick since you've been here. You only been here since Saturday,
I've only been
right?
Saturday, yeah, and it's been good. I'm already stretching more, drinking more water. I went to a dance class today with my friends.
What kind of dance did y'all do?
There's this type of dance called Gaga. I don't know if you're familiar, but
No.
I wasn't familiar either. But it's like the whole, I guess, philosophy is that you never stop moving, and it's very like free form, freestyling. So it's led by an instructor, and basically the entire time they're trying to make you more attuned to your body. So he'll say things like, pay attention to the way your skin feels touching your shirt on your back, or like like
What?
imagine like there's steam rising from your your head or the back of your neck. It's like it's really trying to it's like sensory training, and it's trying to
Yeah.
make you like tune into because by virtue of like just walking through the world and doing the things we have to do, our brains desensitize themselves to certain
Yes.
things that we
Yeah.
it just
I'm
so we can
feeling it right now.
function.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess the whole philosophy of the thing is to make you pay attention to like regain more articulation in your like feet and your hands, and regain sensation, and like pay attention to more of the sensations that your brain is actively turning off.
That's
Um,
wild as hell.
it was
No, yeah.
cool.
It sounds tiring if you're like never stopping moving. It
Yeah, it's like an
sounds like a
hour.
really good workout. That's wild.
It was a good workout, but everybody's sweating and like tired after it. But you feel really like warmed up and loose after. It was
Like
kind of cool.
lose. Ooh, it gives
Yeah.
yoga, but dance. Like
Hmm.
I like that. I like that.
Hmm.
That sounds good. Just for y'all's knowledge, Jordan is in Los Angeles. Jordan's not usually in Los Angeles,
Hmm.
so that's what we're discussing. His time here. He's been
Right.
here for like a few days.
So if I sound extra hydrated and like I had that little extra avocado toast in me,
If he sounds
that's
extra
why.
moist,
If I sound extra
that's what it
moist,
is.
if I sound extra
Right.
moist, if I sound extra moist,
If he's sounding particularly lubricated in the vocal
oh my
cords and
god,
whatnot, then yeah, that's probably what that is for
no,
Jordan.
and it's been like I feel like it's interesting, huh? How like I show up and suddenly there's a thunderstorm
You
and
know
there's
what I
rain,
mean?
like
You
what's
brought
that about?
it.
What's that
You brought it
about?
with you. Wait, are you in your old house? Your old apartment?
No, no, it kind of looks like it, right?
It does.
I'm in this our friend of a friend's house, and we're
Oh, you told
subletting for a month.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
Subletting for a month. Okay, so you're gonna be here for Halloween?
You're oh yeah, your favorite holiday, the Sequoia's
You
national
know
holiday.
that's my favorite fucking holiday. Me and Tristan are planning like a kickball game on actual Halloween, like
Oh
in
my
costume.
God, yes,
Right.
that sounds so fun.
So if you and Raphael want to go, like,
Absolutely,
yeah, I'll
Rafa
keep you
loves kickball.
posted.
Also, like
Oh my god,
in a
how
very
random!
very randomly, she loves kickball.
That's super random. Wait, I'm so excited to meet her. She sounds like my type of girl. TBH. Okay, I'm excited. Okay, anyways, y'all. Welcome to Black People Love Paramore, a podcast where hold on, I have something to read this time. A podcast where we chat about the seemingly random things large black groups of black people go up for. I'm your co-host, Sequoia.
And I'm Jordan making a cup of tea right now because you gotta stay caffeinated for the content.
He's in Los Angeles, as a Los Angeles person does, you know what I mean? And today we're going to be chatting about family reunions and cookouts.
It's a family reunion.
Who we introducing. My shit. Okay, but before we get into the main topic of the episode, let's get into In My Defense. I have one this week. Jordan, do you have one this week?
I do not, but as always,
Okay.
take the lead.
Okay.
If
And you'll
something will
riff.
pop up.
Jordan's a riffer. Jordan is an improviser. If y'all don't know this about him, Jordan's like
I ain't never taken none of that Groundlings. I never taken none of that UCB. This
Period.
Is the school of life, bruh.
This comes from being a Negro,
knocks, bruh.
Okay? Period. And that's clear. So I'll start with in my defense, and Jordan, you can jump in with your riffs as they come for you. So this week, I would like to defend boneless chicken wings. Okay. Because
boneless chicken wings.
Stop. Boneless.
You're probably wondering how I got myself here.
Right. I really debated saying this one because I said, you know what, niggas be trying to revoke your black card for all types of shit nowadays, and I don't have time for that.
I'm gonna let you speak. I don't even know I disagree, but I'm gonna let you speak.
Thank you. No, you don't disagree. You don't even know what I'm about to say. Okay, so how you already disagree? Right. Exactly. Okay, so now a bone-in chicken wing is my preferred chicken wing. Okay. If you give me a choice and I can only choose one, I'm always going to choose a good bone-in boy. Now, if you say you can mix and match, though, I'm always going to mix and match. I love a little boneless movement. I don't discriminate. I like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you know, all the flavors, all the bone havings. It's giving ableist. If you're very anti-boneless, wow, you know what I mean?
Not the woke liberal agenda invading this podcast.
Like, because, so what? You saying you got to have bones to be worthy? I just don't think that is the truth of the matter. I like my chicken in any way that it comes, except for chicken breast. And that's that on that. It's nothing wrong with a good boneless chicken wing. Wingstop, I get the mix and match option. Boneless, bone in, lemon pepper, as well as original hot. As sometimes a little barbecue in there too, and that's that.
Sequoia, you're just sucking the marrow out of life. No pun intended.
Out of life.
You're just taking whatever all that life has to offer, and if that slice of life, particular slice of life, has a bone in it or not, you don't care.
It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me none. You know?
Yeah.
I've had boneless wings that hit. I've had bone-in wings that hit. A chicken wing gonna hit for me regardless. A strip, a wing, a nugget, it don't matter. It's gonna hit.
Frankly, Sequoia, if everybody thought like you, we wouldn't have any wars. We wouldn't have racism. We wouldn't have, misogyny. We wouldn't have we wouldn't have any of these problems that we have because, you have an open mindset. You have a bone in, bone out. And that's beautiful.
And I agree with that statement. If everybody could just take a step back and think, when was the last time you enjoyed a good chicken without the bone in it? That you dipped in some ranch, a lot of ranch. You actually submerged entirely in ranch and then...
Oh my God. Ew.
And then put it in your mouth. When was the last time that you enjoyed that without having to eat around the bone? It's been a minute, huh? Yeah. So I think we all deserve a ranch-soaked chicken that we don't have to fight the bone for, and that's my defense this week. And
ranch soaked chicken.
Yeah, ranch drowned chicken.
Drowned chicken. That's where you lost me, but I get behind the rest, I guess.
Okay, see, look it. That wasn't so bad talking about you already disagree. So you are a bone in, strictly type man, right. Or you good with?
This is yardy things, we don't do boneless. We kill the chicken. We kill the chicken ourselves, and we roast it over the fire. We're not like a boneless. My mom would never. My mom come eating a boneless chicken wing. She would smack me all the way back to the island. She wouldn't even. No, we don't do that. But I respect your open-mindedness. I think that's this is the West Coast, East Coast of this podcast is that you're open-minded, you're enlightened, you drink lots of water,
lubricated and moist and hydrated.
Stop it.
Stop it. That's where I reside.
Yeah, no,
sips tea.
I don't sips tea. Oh, okay. In my defense, wow. Okay, wow. Sequoia, I mean, it always comes to me.
I just lobbed it to you. What happened? What is it?
You didn't lob it to me. You lobbed to me energetically, but this one's coming from me. So, I don't know if I've done this one on this show before, but it is a thing that if you know me, if you interact with me on the internet, you know that this is something I care about. But about a year ago, I was just like, I like different hats. Sequoia knows I wear a lot of hats. I'm a hat person. Mm-hmm. And last year, well, let's take it back, guys. I was born in New Haven. Small town boy, born in New Haven, Connecticut, 1995, right? Well, I grew up around in Connecticut, which is, and Southern Connecticut, New Haven, Connecticut, which is kind of the intersection, a cultural intersection in a way. This is the East Coast cultural class.
Thank you.
So New Haven's kind of a cultural intersection in a way because it is technically in New England. Connecticut, as a state, is technically in New England.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
The southernmost state in New England, but it is also only 2 hours away from New York City, and like New Haven people kind of go two ways. They're like the New York-y types, and then the people who got who stray further east and are kind of like the Boston, Massachusetts, New England types.
Got it. Yeah.
And so growing up, I really did not identify with the Boston for obvious reasons. Points to skin.
Right.
The Boston, New Englandy types thing, and to make matters worse, when I was 10, yes, it was 9 or 10, 9. The Eagles lost in the Super Bowl, and I'm a diehard Eagles fan, to the New England Patriots.
Not this being traumatizing, a pivotal point for you.
A deeply traumatizing event. One of the few times I can remember myself crying as a kid.
Stop it! Wait, are you joking or being serious?
No, I mean I've cried. I cried, of course, but like,
right. But you did cry. Stop it!
I definitely cried. Yeah, I definitely. I was 9. This was everything to me. Okay. It was my life. I had the NFL, my GameCube, and like I don't know, algebra, math class. What did I have?
Wow.
So I obviously did not left a sour taste in my mouth about Boston, about the Patriots, about the whole thing, New England, the whole thing. So like I've stayed away. But fast forward to last summer, I was looking for a new hat to buy. I just shaved my head, and like your hat size for my hat heads out there. Your head size changes, it changes your new era fitted size. So I was like, I got a new size. What kind of new hat am I going to get? And then I realized, and also for my hat heads will know, like the gray underbrim is, that's what you want. That means it's vintage, that means it's like, it's a 90s type.
I don't know shit about hats. Clearly, I guess. Right. All right.
And so I wanted a nice gray underbrim fitted. And, and I was like,
funny. I can't.
And so I was like, which one should I get? And then I realized the Boston Red Sox hat is beautiful. It's a beautiful hat.
Is that what you have on your head right now?
That's what I have on my head right now. Do you see it? It's a beautiful hat.
I mean, it definitely is a nice looking hat. The B in it looks like the B from LBC, Long Beach City. That's the type of font that it is.
They do that little Old English font. Yeah.
Right.
It's a beautiful, classic, iconic hat. And living in New York, everybody's got a Yankee hat. You can't walk a single half block without running into someone in a Yankee hat.
Right.
And Aquarius that I am, I need to be special.
Period. Come on, Aquarius.
So what do I look like walking around with a Yankee hat on?
I look like looking like one of these other niggas. I'm not.
Other niggas. And one of these other niggas, no. That's not true. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to buy a Red Sox. Like, after years of trauma, I've metabolized the years of trauma and the years of Boston aversion. And then on top of that, I was like, there are black people in Boston. I always forget. Like Patrick Ewing, famous Jamaican, came to America, lived in Boston. New Edition, Bobby Brown and on them.
Yes.
Smoked Zach in Boston.
Right.
There's like plenty of, and then the list goes on. And then I learned, that there's an area in Boston called Fort Hill where they got a Martin Luther King Boulevard. If they got a Martin LutherKing Boulevard,
it's niggas. It's niggas about. Niggas. Right.
So I was like, okay, there's black people there too. Why am I like, why have I, like.
Why are you so anti-Boston?
It's unfair to them.
Right.
Unfair to my people holding it down in Dorchester and all those neighborhoods over there. To like,
shout out Boston.
Write them off. They're black people there. And so I was like, this will be my career mission purchased this hat. So this is embarrassing. This is actually a different hat than the one I just mentioned. Because my hair has since grown, I have braids now.
Stop it. So you went and got another Boston hat.
I got another hat.
I'm done.
but my career goal of mine, is to reclaim Boston.
Okay.
For us.
Okay.
US, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For us, by us, FUBU it.
For us, I'm trying to FUBU it. And so, if that means I have to buy another stupid hat, then I will. So
There's nothing to it.
My defense is Boston and subcategory, I guess, the Boston Red Sox hat.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? Yeah. That really turned into something. That was a moment. We had ups and downs in that story. We had a full character arc. Everything. There was development.
Childhood trauma.
I appreciate the vulnerability that you shared with us on this podcast, man.
You know what? This anything for our listeners.
And we do have a couple Boston listeners. I can see where our listeners are located.
No way.
And it's a couple Bostonians listening, which tells me it might be niggas. It might be niggas. They might be happy with this call out.
They just won. The Red Sox just won last night. They beat the Yankees in the playoffs. So
period. So look at now you up.
Shout out that.
And you up. And you got the hat on. Yeah. And you're not even on the right coast.
Go get your little pumpkin donut from Dunkin' Donuts, you Bostonians who listen to this podcast.
Ooh, Dunkin' Donuts is... Never mind. I'm not even going to go there.
Oh, wow.
That was a good, in my defense. Look, you just be pulling stuff out. Jordan just be pulling stuff out. I don't know how you do it, y'all. Okay. Let's move on to our newest segment, Black People Hate. Okay?
Yes, indeed.
I was trying to look for a current event that I could peg to this, and I could not find one. But I need to get this off. Black people hate when you say y'all in reference to, like, when you lump them in with something that don't have nothing to do with them. Like, when you be like, y'all be out here doing X, Y, and Z. Black people, y'all? Us?
Yeah, that's true. We're not a monolith. That's the whole thing with this podcast. We're not a monolith. Don't
you know what I mean? Black people be mad. Me. Don't y'all me. Don't do nothing like that. Black people do not like that. And it goes. It's like a notable thing across all age groups of Black people, whether you on Twitter or not. The moment that you say you, y'all, or we, like collective, like including one Black person that don't have nothing to do with whatever it is that you're referencing, you're getting pressed. They talking about who is y'all,
who is y'all,
who is we,
right?
That don't have nothing to do with me. Don't look at me.
Right.
Black people like to mind their business. That goes back to what we said. Black people like to mind their business. Don't be trying to insert Black people into other people's business. Talk about who you're talking about. Don't talk about me in reference to who you're talking about.
Don't talk about me, bruh.
Me. Okay.
What else do Black people hate? I feel like there's something that is, there's had to be something I've been hating on recently that is filtered into my world.
That should be easy for you to figure out. I feel like you be hating on stuff.
Wow, you call me a hater? You're like, wow, Jordan, you're really a hater. You're a hating ass nigga. You gotta have something to talk about.
Jordan hater.
Oh, okay. Black people hate when sorry, I just pulled the eyelash out of my mouth, guys.
Ew. That was crazy. No, never mind. I'm not even gonna ask how you got the eyelash in your eye. It's none of my business.
I'm not really sure myself. I'm being peaceful today. I'm keeping the peace, and I don't hate anything.
Oh, okay. He took a second thought on what he was about to say, and he said, "You know what? I don't think I'm gonna do that today. I'm not gonna do that to y'all." No, okay, so just know, don't be saying y'all when y'all. That's not what y'all mean. I know Black people already know that, but Black people still do it anyways, all the time. Black people love to do it to other Black people. It's our thing.
Y'all need to stop acting.
Right, y'all love to. That's niggas love to do that. Okay, family reunions and cookouts is our main topic today. And I tried to research family reunions and cookouts and figure out where they came from. Couldn't really figure out where they came from. It seems like white people also have family reunions. I didn't even know white people had families. So that thoroughly surprised me to learn that white people also have family reunions. I just assumed that it was a relic of slavery, or like that's where it came from. Yeah. But it appears not to be that. Yeah. So, Jordan, I wanted to know, first of all, does your Jamaican family participate in family reunions?
Um, yeah. Okay. So yes and no. We have had one before, but I feel like often black families have like an annual thing or like at least a like semi-regular thing. At least
Right.
Black American families I've heard of. Have a semi. We had one in 2004 in Jamaica, and to my knowledge, we haven't had one since. In like in my lifetime, I hadn't had one before. It was great though. I remember we all went down. I met a bunch of aunties and uncles, like obscure aunties and uncles that I had never met before.
Right.
And got to see cousins and stuff. Some cousins from the UK came. It was cool. Um,
Ooh, okay.
but in it, but
Isn't it? Isn't it, bro?
in it, bro. Manchester. But
Saying random shit in a British accent.
I'm like foosball.
I'm not even gonna try to say football because I can't even. I don't even. Mm-mm.
But we do not have a regular family reunion, and I
Okay.
think we don't. But go on.
And we don't.
And we
So
don't.
what about Jamaican cookouts? Like what Jamaican cookouts hitting for? I know black
Ooh,
people of the diaspora engage
ooh.
in cookouts. So what's the cookouts
Yes,
hitting for?
we love a good cookout, and if you're at the right one, the proper one, somebody's making jerk, somebody's having a jerk chicken, jerk pork, on the grill, and that shit is black. That shit is like grilled, like charred up,
Charred, blackened.
charred, but it's delicious. And
Okay.
then people bring things. Bring your little oxtail, you bring your little. If it's a breakfast, like every Christmas, we have a little Christmas breakfast, and my auntie will make like ackee and saltfish. I don't know if you're
Oh
familiar with
my
ackee. Have you ever
gosh.
had ackee before?
I don't think that I've had ackee.
Aki's really interesting. It's like I've learned is I for years I just was like the thing that I ate, sometimes, but I didn't really think too hard about it. But it looks like eggs. It's yellow. It's this yellow little thing that you cook with like a savory food, like and you often would pair with salted cod.
Got it.
But it's a fruit. It grows on a tree, and
Oh.
it's like the fruit of this like little plant flower thing that grows on a tree, and you're not supposed to pick them until the flower is fully open. Otherwise, it could be potentially poisonous. I was
Oh.
told.
Oh.
Um,
Oh. That's terrifying. So is it
yeah.
sweet?
No, it's like it tastes almost like nothing. It's one of those like things that like is just more of a textural thing, and it's like a palette for
Palate
the thing
cleanser.
your thing you're cooking it with. So like
Got it. So is it
the
like a
salted
starch?
cod. Yeah, it's a starchy kind of thing.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
but delicious nonetheless. Yeah, the cookouts are always hidden. I think we always used to do though. When I was a younger, it was my mom and dad went to this high school in Jamaica called Titchfield School, and I think it was some sort of like private school, I guess. But they have a big presence in like the New York, Connecticut, Jersey area, and they'd have a reunion a cookout every summer in New Rochelle, New York, outside New York City, and we'd go every year, and I feel like that was like weirdly like a reunion. Like my mom's sister would go, and we'd like see all these old like their friends and stuff, and it felt very like reunion-y, but Jamaican style. Uh, but now they got Facebook, so I don't know if they would be doing that anymore.
You know what I mean? Facebook, especially for the older folks, Facebook really behaves as the
Right.
connector.
Because half of it was
Oh
them
my
just being like,
god!
I wonder what Brenda up to. Oh,
Wow,
Brenda have
for real.
she have 3 kids. She not look good. She not look good.
Stop it! Stop it!
She too skinny. She need to eat. She need to eat.
Oh no!
Too skinny.
Not Brenda. Poor Brenda. We're sorry if you're listening, Brenda. I don't. I don't even know. I'm
I mean
sorry.
nothing by it, Brenda. You look great.
Nothing. You look great, Brenda. Yeah. No. Cookouts seem to be like an overarching thing for Black people everywhere. Like no matter the ethnicity of the Negro,
We
they
love
definitely gonna have a
festivities.
cookout.
We love dancing.
We
We
love
love
festi-
eating as a people.
Exactly. I think
Yeah.
that Black people are like a collective people, like people of community, and like any opportunity we take to come together as a collective, we take that opportunity. I also think that we like our safe spaces, so we want a place to go where we are not worried about the ever watching eye of the white. And
Yes.
we could just, do what we do,
Do
speak
what we
passionately
do.
and loudly. That also seems to be a thing of the Black diaspora as a whole is
Yes.
speaking loudly and passionately.
Well, just like not like restraining yourself for like your social decorum. Not being like I'm gonna be polite here because everyone's like, no, say if you feel away, you feel away. But of course, that is of course there's some people who like do the thing of white people are around, let's act a certain way. That is certain black people are not immune to that. But that of course it comes from a history of being made to feel whatever. I just read
living in a white supremacist society.
Exactly. I just read Mumbo Jumbo, this novel by Ishmael Reed. It's so funny. I feel like you'd love it, Sequoia. It's from the 70s, and I read it because Ishmael Reed just got profiled in New Yorker this summer, and he's like in his 80s now. He lives in Oakland, and the book is basically just like the book concept of the book is it's set in the 20s, and there's a pandemic happening, and it's a contagious virus, but it's a dancing virus. So people are like dancing, and like
that's so funny.
And it's like having a good time, and it's called Just Grew, and it's like a metaphor for like blackness, right? Like jazz, and like like just like having a good time, and like black people like getting down. And so the white establishment is trying to stifle this pandemic, and like and the book is just about like these like white people, the secret order of like white people who like uphold Western society are trying to like stop this thing from spreading. And he just makes fun of like. And like he like mixes in African like voodoo, and he mixes in African like spiritual like histories into it. Like he talks a lot about what's his name, like this religion that comes from Egypt, where like it's all based on like people like having parties and listening to music. Like it's like about like festivities were like a core part of like this religious kind of like ideology. Right. And like he basically just positions like black people like to have a good time, and like the white establishment is the one who's telling us that we're supposed to act a certain way and sit still and not and not be human, not be human.
Period.
And like and it's just a very funny book. It's hard to describe, but and it's like all like it's all in like vernacular too. He's like just writing in like
Ooh, wait, this sounds fun. Text me the name of that. I'm probably text you and ask for the name of that because I have a Kindle and I'm trying to get what I get on my Kindle, get the most out of it.
Yes,
I can see how that one goes. Okay, question for you: have you ever brought a non-black person to your cookout?
Wow, good question. I want to say no. Yeah, I don't think I have. I'm always wary of that,
100%.
Yeah.
What do you think would happen if you did? Like, how would your family react if you did?
Okay, I've seen it in action. I've seen.
Okay, yeah.
I have cousins who may have white partners.
Okay.
And they gotta nobody's is gonna be tailoring
outwardly
their behavior.
Rude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or tailoring behavior to this new guest. So
right.
like they just got to get with it or get lost. I think is kind of the energy. Yeah. So.
Yo. Can I tell you about the time that Garrick's family has like cousin night or whatever, and one of the cousins brought their white partner to cousin night, and when I say they grilled this man just like in a circle damn near for like 15 full minutes, just straight at him. Where's Guyana on a map? he was able to answer all the shit. They asked him like questions about like jazz music. They asked him like all types of stuff. I'm like, oh my God.
They made him run the gauntlet.
So crazy. And what was really wild is that he could answer every fucking question. I said, absolutely, let's go.
He was
oh my God.
Wow. He's like, recite all the words of Finito by Chief Keef.
For real. Whistle the tune of it right now. Give me the first few bars of Finito by Chief Keef, okay? How old was Chief Keef when he released his first single? Oh my God, that shit was so funny. But yeah, no, I'm always like worried when I think about, I've brought my roommate to like black stuff and it's been like extremely fine. Like it's been nothing. But I've always been worried like if I were to date a non-black, which is very unrealistic for me. But if I were, my family would definitely do some shit like that. My family is definitely on the
Yeah. So,
okay.
So where you from, Conrad?
Right. So,
Yeah. So what's Huntington Beach like, Tyler?
right. Extremely that. Very much that. I'm like, oh my God, I can't live like this. Okay. Have you ever brought a significant other to the cookout?
Actually, kind of recently, yeah. I brought Raphael to my little cousin Soleil. Hey, shout out Soleil. Hey,
Oh
Soleil.
yeah.
For
I
her
was
13th birthday
with
party.
you earlier that day, right?
Oh yeah, you were, and in Connecticut, and they had a great time.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like you don't control your family members' politics. Like
Oh.
so like
Oh
it,
my God.
you're just subject to like what they think, and like I have family members who are just like, is Jordan's partner attractive in a very conventional way? That's all they seem to really care about. Like so like
Yep.
I had one uncle who just like met her and was like, very beautiful. Nice to meet you. Very beautiful. You're very beautiful.
And that's all that was. That's all the approval that he was looking to give.
Yeah, that's
He
all
didn't
he
care about
was
nothing
like.
else. He said, "Beautiful, love that."
Yeah,
Boom.
great.
Right.
And so so like, I imagine the same way when you're bringing up when you instituting mixed company. Like I'm sure it's the same thing. It's just like, what like. To what school do they go to? What do they do? Do they make money? How do they
Right.
look? It's all that, and I imagine it's like turned up a degree when it's a person who's white. Because it's like
Yeah.
the bar is a little
Definitely
higher.
turned of degree. Right. You
Like,
definitely looking at them a little sideways
right,
to start off with. You already a little.
right, and
I
you're like,
don't
I didn't know you
know.
spoke Caucasian.
Right. How y'all communicate?
Sequoia, you speak
Right.
Caucasian.
Come here. How you talk to this nigga? I don't. I
So
don't.
that's what you was learning at that school, huh?
Oh, that's why you went to school, huh? You went to school to go get one of them? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
You
okay.
was
That's what
learning
you do that
Caucasian at
degree.
that school.
Right.
I see.
You was learning white at that
Yeah.
school. Okay.
Back in my
Okay.
school, they didn't. We only had Spanish and English class.
Spanish.
We didn't
The
have no
way old
Caucasian
black
class.
people love to call Latinx people Spanish is
Spanish.
so funny to me. I don't know
Amazing.
why that tickles me. Just everybody is from
Yeah.
Spain. Everybody is Spanish.
Or in LA, I
Anyways.
feel like everybody's Mexican.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
it's like,
Oh.
like the blacks, the Mexicans.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Everybody who speaks Spanish is Mexican. Even if you are black and you speak Spanish, you are Mexican in Los
yeah.
Angeles.
You could
Okay?
be from Belize. You could be from
It don't
Guatemala.
matter. It don't matter.
It don't matter. It's like
They're
the
gonna
blacks
call
and
you
the
Mexican.
Mexicans.
Okay, now I don't know how this works in a Jamaican context. Okay, but I feel like I don't have to explain to you, but in Black American context, the age of the person on the grill is really important. The age and the attire of the person on the grill is really important. If you are under the age of like, let's say like 40, it's a little questionable. I
it.
don't know.
Yeah.
If you don't have on that Jesus sandal, that grill sandal, that cookout sandal, I don't know. It's a little questionable.
I
If
need to see
you
one corn,
don't have a beer,
one-
if you're not a little drunk, it's a little questionable. I don't know.
No. The same rules apply. I think these are, if I can't see the corns and the bunions on your feet through your leather strap sandals, give me the tongs. I'm handing them to somebody
Give
else.
me the tongs. Where is tongs and bunions? Where is it?
Right.
Where's
need to
the
see your
bunions on your feet?
bunions. No, it's a no-go. Yeah, they need to be a little drunk for sure. I think you're right. I think though that's where the flavor comes from. People talk about cumin. People talk about Scotch bonnet pepper. People talk about all these different seasonings. It comes from the beer in their hands.
Not
that is
Scotch bonnet pepper.
It is emboldening them, to cook their best meal.
That's the love that they talk about. Talking about made with love. What they really mean is made with beer.
Made with beer.
That's what they're really implying there.
I don't know what the deal with. I like you assume that family reunions were like some sort of descending from some sort of like slave tradition, and I have to imagine. I mean, we like there's we could do a little digging here, but I have to imagine like especially for Black people in America, that was a thing. Like having a family and a lineage to call your own was a thing that was not within their right for so long. Like on plantations, stuff like that. It was like common practice. It was a strategic practice for slave owners to separate families. To take their kids away.
Yep.
it was like built into their like how they ran their
The system of
plantations.
slavery. Yep.
Yeah, and so like it would make sense then that like for liberated Black Americans that having a family and being able to call yourself a family, being able to like own your own lineage in that way would be something of particular importance. So
100%. And
so
as I was researching, as I was researching for the podcast, I saw that there are like family societies, and this is how I knew that it was white people that they were referencing here. There are familial societies that fund their family reunion and stuff like that. And I'm like, familial societies, that's giving very much crest, like you have a family crest energy, which is giving very much slave owner feels.
Yeah, tell me more about these familial societies. Yeah,
right. I didn't even click into the link. You know, I got a little blue line you can click in and find out. I said, you know what, that doesn't seem like something I want to get into.
This is the wall I'm imposing on myself. Yeah,
I'm gonna stay my Black ass over here where my family reunions.
Right. Sisters of the War of Northern Aggression. You know, we are descendants of the Confederacy.
Of the War of Northern Aggression.
When our family was accosted by the Union Army in the War of Northern Aggression, we decided to form this society to preserve our lineage because we, as a proud Southern people, understand that it's not about who you are or what you are, so long as you are white. You know what I mean?
So long as you own others, okay?
So long as you are a white man. So, yeah, we think it's important that we have this here society to let people know that, you know, where we stand.
Jordan, I saw this tweet that said, there was a tweet that said, it was like, I want just one nigga, nothing more, nothing less. It was like obviously a girl talking about wanting a boyfriend, and somebody quote tweeted it. It said white people and poor. It said poor white people in 1856. The way that I fucking cackled.
No.
Oh my god, and that's why I can never delete that app because it's the fuck so funny. That was funny to me. Yeah. I just want one nigga.
Screaming. No. I've also been reading what's it called? Black Jacobins. It's like my friend highly recommended to me. It's by C.L.R. James. He was like this I think Trini guy in the early 20th century. But he wrote about the Saint-Domingue Revolution, the Haitian Revolution, in the 30s, and it basically just like is a history of like right before the fall, like right before the slave insurrection and after. And I'm only in the beginning of it, but he talks about like how most of the people who really were latching onto slaveholding were like the middlemen, were like the poor white people, because they were like, this is how I distinguish myself from being one of them. And back in France, back in Italy, I'm just a poor guy, but here I'm not black, and that's important.
Done.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so. Yeah, it's really interesting, and like another part, like strange, funny thing he like writes about is how, because the French people got there and like couldn't stop raping and sleeping with their slaves, there were so many mixed black people, and after a certain point, the mixed black people were able to buy their freedom, or like some of them were granted their freedom, and like bought up land, and it became a thing that was making the French people so anxious. They're like, wow, there's a lot of like half black people with a lot of land.
Mulattoes out here, or as mulatto says, a lot of lottos around here.
A lot of lottos out here.
Right.
What are we gonna do about that? So they started making all these rules, being like, if you are eighth black, that means you can't have a party. If you have black, that means I better not see y'all together in the same room. If you a quarter black, that means you can't be wearing clothes after sundown. Like they were just making all these random rules because they were so anxious about all the half black people, because they knew the revolution. But they knew like as if anything pops off, they're gonna be with their black brothers and sisters. They're not gonna be with us. Of course. Yeah.
Oh, look at it! Aren't y'all not embarrassed? Look at how that looks.
It was so embarrassing.
You know what I mean? Y'all look silly. Ooh, I mean, but you're right. There was the revolution, so I mean, it did happen.
It did happen.
So yeah, I I think Black people like family reunions and cookouts because, again, it's just a space where we get to collectively be ourselves. We like community as a people. We are people of community. I feel like Black people often put themselves or put the collective above themselves. That's like a very Black thing in general. I feel like community above selfhood. Yeah, and cookouts and family reunions give us the space to do that, and Black people love that shit. And that's that on that.
That's
You
boom,
have
boom,
closing
boom.
thoughts, Jordan?
And
You
bang,
have
bang, bang.
closing thoughts, period?
Okay, closing thoughts. Okay, listen, guys. If you're a Black person, chances are you've been out on a summer day. Let's say it's July. Air is crisp. The night is cool. You see a hot young thing across the park. You know, Frankie Beverly and Maze is playing. You know, and you have a little Heineken in your hand, and you have a plate chock full of, you name it, mac and cheese,
You name it.
ribs, the works. And you know what you feel? You feel at home. And that's really all I have to say about that. You know, that's all I have to say. And scene. I've been spending the semester at Juilliard. You know, we're perfecting my monologue. So
Jordan came back to Los Angeles to pursue his acting career, and to obviously sign up for UCB and, you know, do the whole improv scene.
thing.
So,
Yeah, guys.
you know, catch him on the big and small screen coming soon. But I think this has been it for this episode of Black People Love Paramore. Before I go, I want to tell y'all, please rate our podcast on Apple Podcasts if you're gonna give it 5 stars. I see one of you motherfuckers gave us 4 stars, and just when I said don't do that shit, don't play with me like that, you want to play with me like that.
Did they
Anyways,
leave a comment? Were they like, wow, this is mid?
No comment. They didn't even leave no motherfucking comment. They just go ahead and hit the 4 stars and kept it pushing. I see you.
Okay.
I'm on to you.
Listener, write in. Let us know what we could do to get that 5th star. That's all it is. Just write it.
Okay,
write
see,
in.
Jordan nicer to me.
Give us some constructive feedback.
And then once you do, take it back and give us 5 stars. Take it back and give us our 5th star, okay? So please rate us on Apple Podcasts. You can email us questions that you have for us or topics that you think we should cover at blackpeopleloveparamorebodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on social media at BPLP Pod across all of the platforms. We also have a YouTube. You can listen to our podcast there if ever that is important to you. You can't see us nevertheless, even on YouTube, but it's on there. Yeah, that's it for me.
That's it for me as well. I hope you guys had a lovely time listening to this.
You know, you had a lovely time because you're in Los Angeles and you're just feeling lovely. There's like, you know, an abundance of daylight still outside right now. It's really 8:47 where you're normally at, but it's 5:47 right now. You know, it's feeling good for you, and I love that for you. We'll see y'all next time, y'all.
Yeah. Till next time.
Bye.
Peace.